Hey everybody, welcome back to some more early morning barking, talking about BPD and NPD by somebody that has both. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons and do all the socially things scrolling past you on the screen. And a big extra special thank you to the people who signed up to help me on Patreon. Your support is amazing and you're brilliant. And if you want to help me out, there's a link in the description below. So today I want to talk about something a little different. I've been doing a lot of BPD stuff with all the favorite person stuff, and while I'm going to kind of stick with that theme a little, this applies to both things, because it's a bit weird what I'm going through at the moment. So I've reached a point with my favorite person stuff where I have felt that I'm starting to come out of it. And one of the key indicators that I feel I've started to come out of it is that I've started to see faults with the person that is my favorite person. And being able to see faults is that's something that having a favorite person blocks you from doing. You sort of fill them in and paper over them. And everybody has faults because everybody's a human being, and human beings inevitably have faults. And I've started to be able to see those. I've started to be more comfortable with particular elements of the changes in that relationship and that sort of thing, as bumpy as some of it has been. However, here's where things get complicated for me. And this is the part that I feel can apply to both personality disorders and indeed a lot of other stuff as well, is that I feel I've started to overanalyze my emotions and reactions in this situation. And I'm trying to diagnose every single reaction and thought and feeling with it being related to a BPD or NPD marker or trait. So, for example, if I'm starting to feel less anxious generally, as I've said in previous videos, since the beginning of the new year, I've been in a constant sort of panic attack that goes away when I'm with my favorite person. And so obviously trying to sort of separate myself from them brings with it a great deal of panic and anxiety. There is a physical withdrawal. And that's starting to become less. I'm starting to accept the breakup and the future without this person in my life in the same way. I'm still kicking and screaming and fighting it emotionally inside, but I'm beginning to come to terms with it. And as I begin to come to terms with it, or feel, this is my question, am I coming to terms with it? Is that what's happening? I feel less anxious, but am I coming to terms with it? Or do I feel that I've reached a point where I in some way still have access to my favorite person and I've calmed myself with that? Right? It might be reduced now. It might be less. There might be somebody in the hierarchy above me now. But there's still contact. There's still a hit of my drug. And have I just reduced my dose and gotten okay with that? I don't know. I have to look at other things and question, well, perhaps it's, because I'm seeing the faults, perhaps I am breaking through this favorite person thing and coming out of the other side of it. But there's still a lot of other thoughts and feelings going on in my head. And I'm trying to attribute them to things. I'm trying to attribute things to fear of abandonment and to a lack of sense of self. I'm trying to attribute things to, am I kidding myself? Is this vulnerable narcissism? That I'm in some way kidding myself that things may still return to normal? Do I have trouble accepting this truth? And on top of that, the other relationship that I lost is really starting to hit me hard emotionally. And what am I doing? And I'm overly questioning things, and I'm not giving myself the time to say, sometimes you just feel really sad. And that's actually because things are happening are really sad. So it's okay to feel that. But it's as if I've reached a point where every emotion, every feeling is probably in some way wrong. If I don't want to be feeling it, it must be a symptom of BPD or NPD. I never accept that maybe I'm just sad about something. Maybe something is genuinely making me sad. I try and put everything on it. And I feel like that's a sign of trying to blame all problems on me and my personality disorder. Like, something must be that. Because there's no possible other explanation for it. And I'm used to thinking like that about myself. That if there's something wrong, I've caused it, and it must be to do with BPD or NPD. And that's just not true. It's just not true, but I'm used to thinking it. It's my first go-to reaction. To apologize is my first reaction when I hear anybody's upset with something, because it's probably me. And I feel like I've just been conditioned one way or another to think like this. And now I've become more introspective. I'm doing it too. There can't possibly be something that is hurting me. It has to be me that's doing something wrong. I think I'm still recovering from a lot. I'm still accepting a lot about myself. I'm still accepting that maybe I'm not to blame for everything that's ever been wrong around me. Maybe it wasn't all to do with me. I've just been made to feel that way. And it's a difficult thing to come out of. I think I've worried too much about not feeling how people want me to feel. And so it's sort of been a point of learning that if I don't feel how I want to feel or how other people want me to feel, then it's because there's something wrong and I'm mentally ill and I have personality disorders, and everything must be attributed one way or another to one of those things. And the truth is that underneath it all, I'm just a normal human being that has emotions, and that's it. I feel those emotions turned up. They're bigger, they're louder, they're more intense, they go on for longer. Because that's BPD. That's NPD. We hide them. We squash those feelings down and put up a facade in front of it. I don't feel like that. These things aren't making me sad. I haven't made mistakes. I'm amazing. Front. Let's bury these feelings down. Let's not talk about them, not discuss them. Maybe we can't talk about these things. Maybe the only people we've got to talk to about stuff are people we don't want to talk about these particular feelings with. It's difficult. This is why therapy is good. Therapists just listen to you. Friends, with all the love in the world, can find this hard. It is hard. It's why people do it as a job, as a career. And I'm sort of left doing it here. I have group, but that's a once a week thing. And it can take time. Hey, that's why I have you lot, right? That's why I make these videos, because this is kind of my therapy too. Don't overanalyze. Sometimes it's okay to feel things. It doesn't mean you're a bad person or that you've caused trouble or that anything is wrong. Maybe sometimes bad, sad things happen, and it's okay to feel that. And it doesn't mean that it's a sign of something going wrong that you need therapy for. Anyway, I hope that helps you. You take care. I'll see you later. Bye.